Sources of burnout. Kadushin and Harkness talk about a number of different sources of burnout. There's administrative supervision, the demands of what the agency is asking of you or the supervisor in terms of what they have to do is a very significant source of burnout that can happen to the supervisor. The demands of the policies and procedures, the expectations of the agency, the compliance, the requirement of worker assessment, the evaluations that you must give worker, does force us to become burned out from that perspective. There. Educational supervision is another source of burnout. The tension, the support that you must give. Education implies change and a target effort of getting people to move from one point to the other, and attempting to help individuals understand what they're missing or what they're not understanding, and you get employees that are denying or feel that they already know. And unfreezing that equilibrium and helping that worker move forward, tutoring them, helping them deal with the anxiety, helping them understand new knowledge and skills, problem solving is a very stressful process that can lead to burnout of the supervisor as they're working through an individual. And then you get those who, in one theoretical perspective that's been described in some training that I've attended, the unconscious incompetent, people who don't know what they don't know, and trying to get them to understand what it is. And then what your effort is to attempt to get them into understanding or recognizing what they didn't understand and become consciously incompetent and then willing to learn and to make some change can burn you out as a supervisor. The supervisor-supervisee relationship is a source of stress. And this is very, very important in terms of the anxieties that a supervisor and the worker may have towards the supervisor. Anxiety that a new supervisor may have in working with employees who are at one time their peers, or the anxiety that is created in terms of the worker sharing information with the supervisor and how that relationship has or has not developed over a period of time can create burnout. The client, the demands that our clients make, the children in need of protection and their families, the issues that the families have to deal with is very, very significant in creating burnout and the difficult clients that we might have. Working towards trying to get a client to change can create burnout. The nature and the context of a task is a significant stressor as well. What is the task at hand? What is it that you're asking this worker to do? Is it contrary to their value system in terms of what it is that they're doing in their work? The paperwork that needs to be done can create stress. The organization, working in an organization, depending upon the environment of the organization, if it goes through constant restructure, changes in rules, the workload, the performance issues, your peers, what's going on with them can create stress, as well as attitudes in the community towards the organization. And lastly, and very significantly, is the worker's personality is a stressor. Are you a type A, type B person? Are you an individual that works independently? Are you idealistic, independent, individualistic, and non-conforming? Do you need more supportive supervision as compared to others? And what kind of supervisor do you have in dealing with those particular anxieties that you have, or how that individual's supervisor works with them is very, very important and stress producer. producing. Lawrence Shulman in Chapter 9, discussing helping staff cope with trauma, identifies 7 different kinds of trauma that staff can experience, and that the supervisor needs to be aware to understand how to address or deal with these different kinds of trauma. The death of a worker's client can be a very traumatic experience, and you need to understand that as a supervisor. You need to be able to sit and talk with your staff person regarding that particular situation, and work through what might be some issues, and even talk with HR if you have a human resources component, and how to address that. Now again, you need to be very careful about not crossing boundaries in addressing those particular issues, but it's valuable. It would be valuable for you as a new supervisor or a current supervisor to get some additional training or attend some additional workshops regarding how to deal with death, same as death with a staff member, and how to mourn, that particular issue, and addressing those particular crises, or the physical attack on a worker, and what it is that you would need to talk about, and how the worker escaped that particular issue, and what they did do or didn't do, or what could be done in the future regarding a physical attack. Public questioning of agency practices can also create stress. Workers going out into the community or meeting other individuals who challenge the practices of your particular agency in terms of, of having specific rules as to admission into the detention center, for example, under what conditions can you or can you not admit a child in the detention center, which gives you a sense of not having power, as a probation officer. Reduction or impacts of cost containment efforts and loss of services, being asked and we're going to be experiencing a lot of that these times in this next 2 years. Cutting back with staff and agency reorganization are some very, very important issues. And how do you address those issues? Do you just do it? Do you ask managers to participate in that particular process? What is your collective bargaining? Do you have a union, and do you go by seniority? Do you go through voluntary process in administering those particular issues? Who do you involve, and how do you engage individuals, and who makes the decision, and who has to go out and deliver the message in terms of those particular issues are very, very important as issues that